Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr.Lubufu, and welcome back to my complete Fate Reforged spoiler analysis. Again, like I said in all the other videos, the focus is on helping you guys rock the pre-release, so I'll be talking almost strictly with sealed in mind, though I might make some references to draft and other limited formats. Anyway, this time we're going to go ahead and cover green, so let's go ahead and hop right in. First we have Abzan Beastmaster. It's a 3-mana 2/1, so 2 power is okay, the toughness is useless. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest toughness or tied with the greatest toughness. Yes please. I was a huge fan of this sort of effect in the past, and this guy, you need another creature in play to trigger him, yes, but he's in a color where you get, 04s and 05s, which, if they get to drawing an extra card, it's a very powerful effect. So I like this guy. Next, we have Abzan Kinguard. It's a 4-mana 3/3, so yet another hill giant running around this format that has lifelink. Completely playable. Not insane, but playable. Enoch Guide is a 2-mana, either 2-mana 2/2, which completely playable, or search your library for a basic land and put it on top of your library. I foresee this being a 2-mana 2/2 most of the time, which is, if you need a 2-mana creature to fit your curve, this is a good one to pick up, because the possibility of getting a basic land early or late or whatever to fix is fine. Ambush Crow-Tick is a 6-mana 5/5, which is one of the bigger creatures on the ground, but it requires you to bounce another creature to your hand, so I'm not a huge fan of it. Erishin Warbeast is a 7-mana 6/6, which 7 mana is a lot, but for sealed it certainly seems possible. And whenever it deals combat damage to one or more blocking creatures, you manifest the top card of your library. I think if you're topping off the curve, this guy is pretty nice in sealed. And draft is just a little bit too slow, I think. Next, you have Archers of Karsi, which is really bad. Yes, it is one of the few things with reach in this format, but it only has 2 toughness. It will trade with 2 drops too easily. So, not a fan. Not a fan at all. Battlefront Krushock is a 5-mana 3/4, which the body is pretty good in this format. Can't be blocked by more than one creature, which is a very good effect to have, and each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter can't be blocked by more than one creature. I think this guy is fine. Given I don't like 5-mana 3/4s, but this guy is just big enough in this format that he might be okay. Cached Defenses, or Cached Defenses, however you want to pronounce it, 3-mana Bolster 3. And it's a sorcery. No, thank you, not for me. Destructor Dragon, on the other hand, yes please. Big flyers in this format, oh yeah. Feral Krushock is a 5-mana 5/4. It's pretty big in this format, not gonna lie, but it's basically there if you need another ferocious creature, I think. Formless Nurturing is a 4-mana, basically another hill giant. It's a 4-mana 3/3, and there are a lot of those in this format, but this one's probably better than the other ones. It is a fine playable if you read it as a 4-mana 3/3 with possible upside. Frontier Mastodon is not my favorite card, since unless you already have a ferocious creature on turn 2, which is very unlikely, it has 2 toughness. So if you try to cast it on curve, so not a huge fan. If you have it as a 4/3, it's fine. Frontier Siege is very good, like all the other sieges. Fruit of the First Tree is one of those you just want it to be good, and if you cast it and your opponent's tapped out, you'll feel good, but I'm not a huge fan of it, to be completely honest. Hunt the Weak, if you remember the core set, very good. This one has 1, fantastic art, and 2, probably green's best common. Getting a +1/+1 counter in this format, very good, and a removal spell, also very good. Definitely one of the top green commons of the set. Map the Wastes is Rampant Growth plus Bolster 1, which is okay. It's a lot better to cast it on turn 2 than turn 3 in this format, because everyone's casting 3 mana 2/2s. So, it's okay. It's playable. Return to the Earth. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Definitely a sideboard card against the blue decks because they have all the best flyers, and against the dragons, I suppose. Ruthless Instincts is either 3 mana, target non-attack creature gains reach and death touch, so it's a removal spell, or target attack creature gets +2/+2 and trample. It is playable. You probably are going to be casting the second ability more often than not, but I think there are very few good combat tricks, and this is one of them. Sandstep Mastodon is really good because it's given it is 7 mana, but it has reach, and it's a 5/5, and when it enters the battlefield, you bolster 5. So definitely a very powerful effect in sealed. Not sure how good it'll be in limited. Or in draft, pardon. Shamanic Shamalama Revelation is 5 mana, draw a card for each creature you control. If you have creatures, great. And this format looks to be pretty slow, so being able to draw a bunch of cards and then possibly gain life. Definitely a very powerful rare. In limited, of course, sealed especially. Sudden Reclamation is of sorts a 4 mana draw 2. So it's an inspiration, but you definitely get a land and you definitely get a creature. So it's, completely playable. Green doesn't get much draw, and this is fine. Temur Runemark, like the other +2/+2 and effects, I don't like it, so I'll just move on. Temur Sabertooth, I think, is very good. The more manifest you have, the better, but this guy, it can become really hard to kill, because it gives your other creatures protection from removal and gives him protection from removal. Very good card. I'm a huge fan of Temur Sabertooth. Much like I'm a huge fan of Temur War Shaman. 6 mana 4/5 means it's one of the biggest creatures, and you also get to manifest, and you can have it fight a creature. Very good. Warden of the First Tree is bonkers in limited. Just nod and smile if you open it, and certainly if you could play it. Same with Whisperer of the Wilds. Ramp in this format is hard to find, and this one's pretty good. Not going to be doing much blocking since it only has 2 toughness, but it's fine. Whisperwood Elemental, another bomb rare. Rock it out. Same with Wild Call. Basically, it is a 2 mana 2/2, or a 3 mana 3/3, or a 4 mana 4/4, etc. But it scales, which is what makes it nice in the late game, especially in sealed. So it's good in the early game and good in the late game. Winds of Kal Sisima, 2 mana Fog, or 2 mana Fog your opponent's creatures. So Fog is typically not the most impressive card. I'm not a huge fan of casting it, though. In Absent Restored, it was pretty good. It was the Horrifying Revelation, I believe, the picture with a giant spider. That was prevent all damage except by 1 creature, and that effect is very good. So if you have Ferocious, this guy could be very good because they attack. You're like, okay, I can set up blocks and kill a big creature, which is pretty good. And lastly, Yasova Dragonclaw, very, very good in limited. Not only does she trigger Ferocious by herself, her effect is just really good. So anyway, that's it for green. Be sure to check out the other episodes found on my channel, and I will see you guys next time.